Hello everybody, it's Adi here from DNA, once again bringing you an interesting, unusual plugin that you will possibly find a lot of use for. Today for your consideration is Subvert by Glitchmachines, and it is a audio mangling plugin. If you like it or like the video, please check out the plugin via the link at the bottom. It will help support the channel by doing so. Thank you very much. Let's get straight into it. Excuse me. So what we have here is a plugin that has 3 channels that run in parallel. They all feed into their own master buses, which feed into a 3-band equalizer, which sounds rather nice, and then into this output here. All these parameters are fully modulatable via these different sources. And let's get straight into using it. As usual, we'll use my not so good sounding loop, which is supposed to not sound very good, and hopefully will be improved via the use of this plugin. Okay, let's make it sound better. Here's the beat. I should mention that the when you first initialize this plugin, it'll look different to mine. I've changed a lot of parameters just to kind of suit my needs. Right, let's get going. Gorgon's not going to cut it today. Creeper's not going to cut it today. Foldering's not going to work so good. Shape has some potential. So what we're getting here is a kind of smoothing of the transients. A little bit heavy-handed perhaps. We've kept the overall volume, but if you look at the meter here, the original signal has some severe transients which are actually quite tiring on the ears, and this is just kind of smooth them out a little bit, which I like. Let's try something else as well. We can add, let's talk about these actually real quick before we move on. This is a normal filter. It offers you 4 different options: low pass, high pass, band pass, and a notch. Ring modulator is, well, what it says on the tin. I've never used it because I don't like ring modulators. Metalizer is a delay with a short time on it, which will give you some metally type sounds, since we're at the quick demo, just so you can hear what it does. You might find some sort of use for it. The distortion we know. Digitizer is just simply a bit crusher. That's the bits, and this would be the hertz. You might find use for that. We will today. Right, let's use our filter. So we're going to use our high pass filter, so cutting everything below this number. We're going to hit it hard, so we distort the top, give it loads of extra kind of energy, and then blend it in. It sounds quite nice. And what I want to do is I want to revisit that same first trick that we did. So we added, let's unbypass that. We added a little bit of wave shaping. Makes it sound much bigger, much thicker, much nicer, and it's not as kind of pokey. Good. Let's move on. Our ARP. I'm going to go straight into the distortion here. Give it a bit of extra sort of flavor to it. We're going to modulate this via LFO1. This tells us how much. It's just giving it a bit of extra movement. We are able to this time use a bit of modulation. Not much more I want to do to that one, to be honest. I think we can happily leave that there, and let's look at the bass, which is the best. I've saved this one for last because we can do some really, really creative stuff with this one. Let's go. The Gorgon kind of works. Shape. That'll all work. This is going to work. This is cool because it's giving it some kind of movement without actually doing any modulation. Let's keep that one in our minds, but this is the one I want to look at. I'm enjoying that. This is giving it some really nice movement just by sort of finding the sweet spot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it some filtering as well. By doing that, we're kind of deciding where this filter kicks in, or where the distortion kicks in better said, giving it even more movement. I mean, what a great sound, right? What I want to do is I want to do some blending. So we're going to activate this one next, and I'm going to take off everything apart from the distortion. I liked what the fold was doing. So we're going to blend that in a moment. We're going to turn that off for now. And one more thing that I want to do is try some bit crushing. I believe we could get some interesting results with that. So we'll turn off everything else here. Maybe not. Right, so we want this one to be our main signal here. This is where we started from. We've gone a long way. I want to try something. I made a preset earlier on, see what that sounds like, if I can get it any better. Oh, they're similar, aren't they? This one sounds a little bit fatter. Let's go with that one for now. Actually, we'll go with this one because we made this one. Right. So everything is sounding rather different. Let's do a before and after. Keep an eye out on the meter here because you'll see something rather interesting. Okay, so obviously if we were actually doing this in real life for a track, we probably wouldn't use Subvert on everything. However, it has worked on everything and made everything work a little bit better. The drums are far more lively. The ARP has more movement, it's more interesting, and the bass is just way different from what it was before. I love what it's done to it. It's like a different bass altogether. Really worth experimenting with this plugin. If you looked at the meter here, you'll have noticed that although you perceived a fairly big increase in volume, there was just none here. Or almost none. Actually none. There we go. So folks, if you like this plugin, it's called Subvert by Glitchmachines. Please check it out via the link below. As always, if you have any questions, comments or suggestions, please leave them down below and I will get back to you as quick as I can. Thank you very much for spending your time with me today, and I'll see you again.